the Sun. I'm going to say this first message that comes through for you guys. Whatever you decide to do, whichever direction you choose to go, please do it. Please do it because it's part of the dream. It can be very tempting when we get offered a big sum of money or, you know, a kind of commitment that it's not exactly what we want, but at least it's a sure thing. At least I don't, you know, the uncertainty of it. If, you know, if you want to do that, own it, say it. Yeah, that's what it's important to me at this time. I'm going to go do that. But please be aware of your motives for any decisions that you decide to make. I don't know who this message is for. I looked at it and that's the first one that came through. You know, whatever it is that you're doing, look at your motives for motivation behind doing it. If it's coming from a place of fear, a lack of faith in yourself, then maybe I won't be able to do it. And, you know, that one looks good on paper, so I'll just do that. Because, you know, that will only work in the short term. And it's very big on what your dream is and, you know, what makes you happy and stuff. I'm not saying that, you know, going for the money or doing whatever isn't going to make you happy. It's not like I have to live in poverty to be happy. It's not that. Or for the relationship stuff. But yeah, that's coming through. We'll explain more about that as we go through it. So 8 of Pentacles. There you are, Aries. You've been working hard on something. What are you focused on? What are you giving all your time and energy to? This is diligent work. This is it could be repetitive, but you're doing it. You're working away at it because it's for your long-term security and stability. Showing up, you're getting it done. You want to be successful. King of Pentacles coming up there. But I kind of feel like whatever it is that you've been working on, yourself, relationships, business, work, family, your home, whatever it is, you're at crossroads. 2 of Wands. There is a decision to be made around this. There's an option now. And let's look very clearly at what your options are. You can very much so keep doing what you're doing. You can take the path that looks familiar to you. Right? You can do that because you've invested a lot of time and energy into this. So it's like, you know, okay, I'll just keep doing this. It's fine. Or you can go in a direction that you've not been in before. You can take this thing, whatever it is, into a whole new direction. Now, that's what I would urge you to do with the 2 of Wands. It's not so much, now we'd say this a decision card, right? It's a choice. But it's not so much about what you think or feel with the 2 of Wands. It's very much about the action that you are willing to take. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to show up and do this in its current kind of the way it's coming through at the moment? Or are you going to do it in a different way? Do you need to kind of shake this up? Doesn't mean you're leaving your job, relationship or anything. You're bringing a different energy to it. Because that's what the 2 of Wands asks us. Think about this. You know, we've had the Ace of Wands before this. This is the cycle. Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is going to be what was the inspiration. Now, you've got that inspiration. So 2 of Wands is saying, well, which direction do we take it? Do you do the familiar with it, even because you've invested a lot of time and energy into that or into yourself or whatever? Or do you go in a completely different direction? Have a new experience out of this. He's traditional. And I kind of feel that there's a very compelling reason for you to go with the traditional. There's a very compelling reason for it. At first. It's big. But, I mean, maybe she can help you make a decision. Queen of Swords. She's gone through everything. You know, she's the heartbreak queen, the widow queen, the divorce queen. She's been through every awful thing that you could imagine. She's been through it. And yet she's turned it all into knowledge now. She has a personal truth. Whichever path you pick, which one is authentic and real to who you are? To who you are in this moment. What's your truth, Aries? What have you learned from everything that you've been through? What is it time for you to speak out about? To go forward with your sort of truth raised high. Look at all the butterflies she has. That's transformation. So, I mean, even though... Think about that. Think about this. I'm trying to do this message justice because it's a lovely message, beautiful message, but I want to do it justice. So when you put in so much time and effort in something, but imagine you've changed just because it was fulfilling before, just because that was the path you wanted before, doesn't mean it still is. You have a new truth here. The Queen of Swords says that. And look at the past. You see them facing off against each other. Now, I usually love the Knight of Cups. I don't come down heavy on the Knight of Cups. A lot of people are so horrible to all the knights. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. They are there to progress the situation. Yeah, they're not as experienced as the kings or queens. They don't have to be. They're out there, in the field, getting the stuff done, expanding the empire, pushing things forward. They're out there doing that so that these people can sit on their thrones. And he's the dreamer. He's the delusional romantic. But he doesn't have the goods to back up his dreams, let's be honest. I mean, have a look at this guy, right? This guy does not have any, he's not even remotely in touch with reality, of what is real, of what is practical. He's all about, oh my God, look at me and my amazing unicorn, and I'm trotting along on a rainbow and my unicorn has a light on it. Like, it's fantasy. Now, we all need that. We all need that as part of our dream. What is the dream? But why are these two facing off against each other? That's the past foundation. So is it before, there's this kind of like naivety that's here. Now, and I don't mean that in a bad way. We all have that, and we all need that. I think we become too cynical and jaded sometimes. But there's definitely more of a kind of free-loving, free-flowing, imaginative, dreaming energy here. And something changed that. Queen of Swords. Things got changed. You have a new truth now. Authentically, but why can't you work these two together? Why can't you, with the knowledge that you have and that clear decision making that you have, bring that head, that logic to a dream to make it work? And for some of you, that's the answer here, that you can do this. You can find a way to make this work. Some of you, the reason you're considering a new direction is you're like, yeah, let's look at it. I'll give you a precise example. Imagine you're a tarot card reader. So you decide that tarot is your thing. You want to do tarot. You've been putting a lot of time and energy into it. Because, that's your dream, to be a tarot reader. But it's like, I can't keep doing it just for the sake of, I've got bills to pay. I have work that I need to do, right? So it's like, what do I do here? Do I go back to work? Do I give up the tarot? But she's saying, what's your personal truth? We can change this up without you having to ditch the dream. But let's bring some logic to it. Let's figure out how to make this work. It's not going to be all rainbows and unicorns, right? We can change this up. There's a direction. We can take it in a new direction that will make it work. So that's kind of big here in that top row. Now, I love that you get the King of Pentacles here in the present. Now, if he's not you, I will say this. There might be people that are available to you to get advice from. That are there with like a very kind of solid head on their shoulders. With him, he knows how to make it work. So let's go back to that example of the tarot card reader. It's like, I'm doing readings, I'm not making money. And it's like, well, there's someone here who can give you advice on how to make this financially viable. And it doesn't have to just be, that's one example I'm giving. Let's think of this as relationships. You got into this all kind of flowers and candlelight and rainbows and unicorns and wow, I want that dream and I'm a romantic and I want all that. Shit gets real when the Queen of Swords show. I don't know what happened for that to happen, but shit got real. And so now it's almost like, well, does it stop being romantic because we commit more? Can we take this in a different direction? Is there a way to commit to this? And he is traditional. He is committed. So whatever is the foundation to this, around a dream, whether it's relationships, work, whatever, just apply it. I'm trying to give you some examples so you can figure out how that energy applies. You don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. I think those of you that are going into this, it. There's so many moving parts to this. We have the mind, we have the body, we have the spirit, the soul almost, the dream here, the emotional aspect. And there's the mind. Now here is the physical of that. And if we look at them in terms of their, in the hierarchy of the court cards, right? The Knight of Cups is the least mature. He has the least experience. Then the Queen comes in. It's not to do with genders or anything. It's just that's their roles in the tarot, the energies that they bring. She, she has her truth. She brings support. She lends support. She goes forward with her truth. But the King sits solid. That's the advisor. That's the one who knows. He's achieved it. He has mastery over that suit. Success. Now, this might be that you kind of see how to make the money. You're successful. You're committed to that relationship. Your focus is on your physical security and stability because you worked hard at it. or you're trying to figure out how to work hard at it to get this King of Pentacles energy. But you have the Devil coming up in the future. That's why I think the King of Pentacles is so crucial. It's so crucial here. What are you truly committed to? Does this truly bring you security and stability? Is it in line with your own traditions? And, you know, I can say that as an Aquarian. Our traditions don't always have to be what the rest of the world thinks of as traditional. What were your dreams? I kind of would urge you this week to use this energy as a mature version of a dream. That's what I would ask you to go for. Because it kind of feels like some of you are going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I want to be a grown-up. I want to work on this. I want to make this happen. But without that, like, you just throw everything out. And not all of it's flawed. The Two of Wands is telling you that. It's like, we can take this in a new direction. We could take this in a new direction. I don't feel like this is going back to something that you did before. Like, you know, it's not that. It's more like, how do we commit to this? How do we make this more mature? Like a grown-up version of the baby dream that we had. It's that. Because look what comes up after this. We get the Devil. And the Devil is this is what has power over you. Now, this is, especially in this card, it shows it clearly. Temptation. Cutting corners. The easier route where we get stuck. It has power over us now. If you give up on your dream for money, if you give up on your love for at least its security, like, own it. If you own it, that's great. Then you're done. That's, you're here. That's good. Your message is ended. This is for those of you that know that. The future is not what will happen. It's a projection from where we are. And you, with her sat there, there's no way that you don't know this. That's why you're paused considering this. Because you know this about yourself, Aries. For those of you that this message is for. And it's like, yeah, well, it looks good on paper now. It gives me security and stability now. But am I selling out? That's what it kind of feels like in some way. And you know this. You know this. For those of you that, if you don't know it, if you're thinking, what the hell are you talking about, Jay? It's not your message. Because with her sat up, there's no way that you don't know this. That's why they're facing off against each other. Personal truth versus the dream. And so the Devil is, that will hold you back. Now think about this. If I gave up tarot and I'll be like, oh, I'll give up tarot for a little bit to go make money. Let me take that job. Then will I get stuck in that job thinking, well, shit, now my expenses have gone up based on how much I'm earning. I can't give up my job now and go back to tarot. Or you get in a relationship, right, with someone and you kind of see it already that, yeah, it's good now. It's, look, this person's proposed to me or whatever. But is it going to get to that place where it's like, too good to leave, too bad to stay? Like, there's nothing wrong with this person on paper, but it's not my dream. That's why you're told with the Sun. The Sun's coming up here, and that's your advice. Somebody else got the Sun as their advice. I don't remember who it is. But when the Sun comes up as the advice, it's because, you know, that potential is possible, but you're not seeing it. The Sun is the potential for great happiness. And it asks you as an advice card, look for the potential. Look for the potential. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in how much work you've already done. Have faith in your ability to go in that direction. You don't have to sell out, Aries, and that's how I'm kind of getting it. Whatever way that is. We sell out in a number of different ways, right? Think about it. If as a reader, as a person on YouTube, if, you know, every time someone criticized me, I was like, oh no, and I took it to heart and I tried to, you know, do something different. That's selling out. I'm selling out on my authentic truth to try to appease people and make them happy. Because, oh shit, they're going to downvote me or leave shit in me. Like, do it. I don't give a shit. Like, it's that kind of, this is that. You have to be true to your own light. The Sun is about creativity. And I put it in a post this morning. True creativity only comes from your own inspiration and your own intuition. It doesn't come from your audience. It doesn't come from, you know, if you're trying to get a reaction from your family. And I don't mean audience by viewers just. I mean, you know, the people that you work with, the people in your family, your partner, when you're trying to get that reaction, you're compromising yourself. And that's what I'm getting here. Aries, we don't do that. So with the Sun coming up here, this is saying whatever you focus on, you will give life to it. You will give life to it. You can make this work. You can get the success. It will happen. But this also asks for you to shine bright, to be really clear with yourself and with others about what this was all about, the dream. What your truth is, speak from a place of authenticity and truth. You don't have to do the Devil. But the fact that it's coming up, any future that comes up in a reading, it's not written in stone. And 9 times out of 10, it's what we project, what we see down that path. You know, a reading is Google Maps. You're walking down the road and that's what you can see further ahead. And this is like, oh, but I like the walk. It's quiet on this street. It looks nice. And the devil's like, well, it's bloody crap there. It's a dead end. We're going to get stuck here. But you see that, but you still keep going. So the sun is, be clear with yourself. Be clear with your motives. I always see the sun as when the lights all come on, right? And it's the maze, the bird's eye view of the maze that you're in. You're still in the maze. You can see the obstacles though. You can see the way out. This is full disclosure on your part. And so getting it back, asking for the truth back, seeing like, what is the truth here? Where is the potential for happiness, and pursuing that? And you already have seen the dream. It's materializing that now. Giving birth, creation, life force energy. That's the sun. The Empress. I love this. Oh, okay. So I want to say this. Oh God, I just got this, a very specific story that came through this. It's very specific, and I don't even know if it's going to apply to anyone, but if I see it, I say it. Those are both cards of pregnancy or starting a family, right? So this might be the thing that, wow, I'm getting the job offer. Oh, this looks great. Or, you know, whatever it is. But I want to start a family. So what if I get pregnant and I can't commit to it then? That might be a factor here. Because then the dream is this. That's the dream. So it doesn't have to be the pregnancy, although I'm going with that. But it might be that, you know, oh, they want me to take up a contract for a year, but I'm trying to launch my music business. Because we give birth to something with this energy. So be true to what you're trying to give birth to, what you're trying to give life to. That's key here. Creation going forward. I feel like with the Queen of Swords, she's there to tell you, look, don't worry, you will overcome that. As long as we get into it for the right reasons right now, it's not selling out, it's not compromising, it's not a fear of the future. We're doing it because that's what we want to grow right now. That's what we're willing to commit to and give it our all and nurture this. Then yeah, this could be great. It's amazing. Fabulous energy coming up for you guys. Go the distance talks about, it's the journey, right? So this card very clearly says that it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And so that's kind of big picture thinking. But sometimes as part of the journey, we pause, we stop. Sometimes we need to dream. Sometimes we pause to plant seeds or figure out what's going on around us. Where are we? You know, check the map a little bit. Where am I? What am I doing? Which direction do I want to go in? But sometimes it's time to sprint ahead and to go for it. And there is an opportunity right now to go in a different direction, to plant this seed that can turn into something massive. Long-term security and stability, long-term success. It's an expansion of who you are right now. It's bigger than what you've been working on. Yourself, relationships, work, whatever you've been doing. But it's knowing that, you know, we're not always going to, you know, make hay while the sun shines. It's that kind of energy. Woo. All right. Dear you, oh my, things are stirred up and change is upon you. This is cause for celebration. No need to be nervous, but know that it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is that courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear, rather in spite of it or even because of it. Step into the unknown now. Let go of the branch you are clinging to and let spirit take the wheel and help steer you to your highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing courage as your ally. Leave the rest up to us. There's a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember what philosopher Joseph Campbell said. Take one step toward the gods and they will take 10 toward you. We're all doing the destiny chart on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Loving you always. So it is uncertain. That's why you're here, because you don't know what to do. But be very clear. That's all I can say. Whatever you focus on, whatever you decide, there's no wrong answers here. Let's just get rid of that first. They're just two different paths. But they require full commitment from you, whichever direction you go in. It requires full commitment to it. Then you're in. And you're going to expand it and you're going to commit. And it's going to call for more and more. So know this, right? But I love it otherwise, Aries. Amazing reading to end these weeklies with. Hope you guys loved it as much as I enjoyed doing it.